The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. On a Sabbath, Jesus went to dine at the home of one of the leading Pharisees. He said to the host who invited him, "When you hold a lunch or dinner, do not invite your friends or your brothers or sisters or your relatives or your wealthy neighbors, in case they may invite you and you may have repayment. Rather, when you hold a banquet, invite the poor, the crippled, the lame, the blind. Blessed indeed will you be because of their inability to repay you, for you will be repaid at the resurrection of the righteous." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
Kind of struck this morning on this opening line of Jesus went to dine at the home of one of the leading Pharisees. I just kind of was like imagining like how that went down. How did that invitation come about? Maybe it's on my mind a little bit with yesterday's gospel, how the scene of our Lord going to eat with the chief tax collector. And what was interesting that caught me yesterday was how our Lord, it said in the beginning of the gospel, Luke said, our Lord intended to pass through that town. And then when he encountered Zacchaeus, he said, "Today I will stay at your house." He didn't have an invitation. He just said, "Today I will stay at your house." Okay, then today we have a leading Pharisee who invited Jesus. And Jesus went. I don't know, it's just interesting. But I kind of get the impression today that the Pharisee was kind of like, "Hey man, let's go invite this rabbi, this wise teacher. Let's invite him to my house. That'll kind of increase my status in the world." That's the image, the little image I get today. And it isn't a big deal. Who knows? Our Lord goes to anybody who invites him. So there's no partiality there. But that's a little bit of what comes to my mind, and it makes a tidbit more sense when you kind of think of our Lord's than his teaching that follows. Hey, when you invite people to your house for dinner, don't invite them because of their status in society, that it may look good upon you for having them dine at your house. Hey, go invite those who have no status in the world, the blind, the lame, the crippled, on down the line. Okay, St. Paul says something similar today. He says, "So do nothing out of selfishness or vainglory. Rather, humbly regard others as more important than yourselves." Okay, I think that's what our Lord is kind of getting at is, hey, just see everybody as a human being, no matter what their status symbol is. And then if we take the gospel in its whole, when we do invite, whether it's the blind, the lame, the crippled, and even our neighbors and whoever else, we're inviting the Lord. He says, "Whatever you do for the least of my brothers, you do unto me." So I don't think it's so much that we need to neglect our family or wealthy neighbors and all that. I think it's just the tendency that we can have, because of our fallen human nature, is to invite people because it'll look good on us to have them dine at our house. Okay, our Lord's trying to break through that. Hey, invite us all. Invite them all. Okay, rich, poor, blind, lame, whoever. Whenever you invite somebody, you're inviting the Lord. Do it for that reason, not for the light that it's going to shine on me for having somebody important as my guest.